Welcome back to One Comic Book a Day, where we're covering Action Comics 193, The Golden Superman. It's one of these comics that has a solid idea and concept, but then it doesn't really do what you would think a Superman story would be with that concept. It always takes like the easiest, least challenging course with what's going on. There's some good ideas that just don't get as fleshed out as you would like from it. So this is a story where Superman gains the Midas touch. So everything he touches turns to gold. How did he get this power? Well, he plugged a volcano from exploding, and the golden rays, you heard me, the golden rays, give him the Midas touch with his hand glowing gold, and anything he touches turns to gold. I think I've overly explained the Midas touch twice now, something that most of you would probably know just from hearing the Midas touch. Now, the comic starts off with that bonkers way of getting a new superpower, and it doesn't really keep that sort of fun energy throughout the rest of the story. Instead of being a story about how hard it would be to, be a superhero when anything you can touch turns to gold, that includes trying to save somebody, and how do you save them if, say, they're falling out of a building and if you touch them, they turn to gold? I guess you could put on mittens or something, but they would also turn into solid gold, and you'd have to catch the person with your solid gold mittens. That would hurt. But it never deals with that specific challenge. The only real challenge that comes from his superheroing and this golden touch is him accidentally turning very large things like a bridge into solid gold, and the town essentially turning into a riot because they're running to tear the gold from the bridge. This later comes up and becomes one of the major parts of the story, though it doesn't feel like that. It does take up a large portion of the story, though. Some criminals trick him into touching their house, so then they're essentially tearing down their house brick by gold brick. As Superman can't seem to do anything about this, but it's also easily solved once he gets rid of his powers and takes them away, and takes them away to jail. The majority of the story is more about how, as Clark Kent, does he get through his life if he can accidentally turn things into gold, which is not a terrible version of conflict. It's just not the conflict you expect in the Superman story. And it unfortunately then turns into the more blasé, consistent storyline of Lois thinking Clark is Superman and trying to prove it, which he weasels out of so easily that I'm not even bringing it up in other stories. It's just so the same over and over again that it's not worth bringing up. But I have to bring it up here because it is what most of the story is. So he accidentally turns like a typewriter gold, and he accidentally turns his clothes gold, and he has to paint them to make them look like ordinary clothes. Except, wouldn't his solid gold clothes, not move at all? They would be big, heavy, like fabric wouldn't move like that. It would just be solid, just one solid piece, and it would make so much noise. Everybody would notice that, even if they were painted. Don't worry, he tells Lois that the typewriter is some sort of reward. Wow, what a massively heavy award. You could kill somebody with a solid gold typewriter. The cure is just him touching some pure gold, which he thinks doesn't work for a while because he touches his own gold, but his own gold is actually better than natural gold. Fascinating. How malleable is it? Like, is it worth more? So when he actually does touch gold, it just simply gets rid of the solid gold radiation in his hand. It's hard to explain exactly what his Midas touch was. But he doesn't really have to do anything particularly hard while having the gold touch. It's just more or less just him living a normal life and annoying some criminals. That is it from Action Comics 193, The Golden Superman. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to get notification when a new video is up. I do this Monday through Friday, but Fridays is Bat Friday, where I cover a Batman story, either Detective Comics or Batman. And until next time, let's ponder the question, whatever did happen to the Man of Tomorrow? I mean, if you were a superhero who was not afraid of killing anybody or had moral ambiguities, being able to turn things into solid gold would be pretty helpful. Okay, have a great day.